Hi, everyone, and welcome to Die Hard Sooner Report. What a comeback by Oklahoma tonight. I've covered Oklahoma for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, and when I hear Oklahoma does something in a football game on the positive side that they haven't done before, that grabs my attention. Oklahoma trailed for 21 points at the half, and they rallied for the biggest comeback in OU history to knock off the Baylor Bears tonight and knock them from the ranks of the unbeaten. Final score, Oklahoma 34, Baylor 31. Man, the way Oklahoma played in the first half, they had one of the worst first quarters Oklahoma's ever played. Baylor led at the end of the first quarter 14-3. They had a quick touchdown at the beginning of the second quarter, and those 21 points, Oklahoma was reeling. They couldn't get anything going. Jalen wasn't getting anything going. Jalen was having a terrible first half. I mean, Oklahoma trailed at the half by a score of 31-10. And to tell you the truth, the Sooners got a little momentum at the end of the first half because defensively, Baylor was on a drive, but the defense held, forced a field goal at that point, and Oklahoma got a touchdown right before that as Jalen Hurts found Austin Stogner, and Stogner scored 2 touchdowns tonight. How about that? In fact, the freshman wide receiver core of Stogner, Theo Weiss, who scored a touchdown and was big time, and Jaden Hazelwood all came up big tonight and made some big time plays. And, I saw, Mr. Jack Bridges, the father of Trajan Bridges, said, hey, they ought to trust the freshman receivers a little bit. Well, I agree. Those guys are big-time players. Talk about the future is bright at wide receiver for OU. There's no doubt about it. Jalen Hurts was responsible for 3 turnovers tonight. He fumbled once. Going into the end zone, he fumbled at the half-yard line, just trying to make a play. But he was so thankful to his teammates after the game. He said, this is Boomer Sooner or whatever you guys call it. I think it's Boomer Sooner. He goes, because everybody was in on this and the team played so well in helping us all come back. He goes, this was definitely a team win. He goes, I'm their leader. When they named me captain, I was so thrilled about that. And he goes, and I want to try, and I'm trying so hard for them. And tonight when I made a mistake, and their leader made a mistake, they said, we got you, man. And they came back and played so well. I mean, the defense held Baylor to 69 yards in the second half. That's after Baylor in the first half ran all up and down, especially Charlie Brewer. The Sooners couldn't really corral him, but they began to get him at the end of the first half and the second quarter, and they took care of him and held him in check in the second half. It was a great effort. And how about Nick Benito, the new rush linebacker, now that David Terry is out? The Sooners went out, and Benito almost had an interception over the middle, and then he came back and got that interception on a much harder play on the boundary. Great play by Nick Benito, a redshirt freshman for the Sooners. Ronnie Perkins had 3 sacks. Jalen had a ton of yards tonight. I'll get into the yardage and everything else, but I can tell you, Oklahoma ended up over 500 yards of total offense again. Oklahoma averaged total 6.9 yards a play. Jalen Hurts ended up with 114 yards rushing and 297 yards passing, and he had 4 touchdown passing against the 1 interception. He had the 2 fumbles, but the Sooners got him back, and the Sooners secondary tackled better in the second half. I mean, they just got it together and played better the second half. What a win. That team was so excited coming up the tunnel, heading to the locker room. It's really unbelievable how happy they are. Big win for the Sooners tonight. They knock off Baylor 34-31. They're now 9-1 overall, 6-1 on the year. Baylor's 9-1, 6-1. These two teams tied atop of the Big 12 Conference. And, of course, Oklahoma takes on TCU next week. I haven't heard a time yet, so maybe we'll get that tomorrow. Thanks for listening to Die Hard Sooner Report. It's a huge win. Everybody's got to be doing well. Right at DSR, everybody's celebrating, right? Big win for the Sooners tonight. God bless. Have a great day, and Boomer Sooner, everyone.